Chaos on campus as students ran for their lives last night. What was supposed to be a regular evening of night classes and studying at Michigan State University quickly turned to tragedy.
Right when that first gunshot went off, I booked it to the far corner of the class. I was sitting right next to the door where he came in, literally one of the first two seats he came in. And I thank God my fight or flight response kicked in because I booked it to the far side of the class and ducked down, and he came in and shot 3 to 4 times in our classroom.
I was like shaking in the bathroom, and it was just terrible. It's just like preparing myself for like the worst thing ever.
The gunman has been identified by police as 43-year-old Anthony Dwayne McCray. The man's father told CNN that his son turned, quote, angry, bitter, and evil after his mother died 2 years ago.
We have absolutely no idea what the motive was at this point. We can confirm that the 43-year-old suspect had no affiliation to the university. He was not a student, faculty, staff, current or previous. So that's an unknown right now, and that's what we're trying to understand is why this incident occurred.
McCray's father also said his son became reclusive, staying in his room for hours playing video games. McCray was arrested in 2019 and charged with a felony for carrying a concealed weapon without a permit. He later pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor for possession of a loaded firearm and spent 1.5 years on probation. When police found him hours after the shooting last night, the man had turned the gun on himself after killing 3 people and sending 5 others to hospital.
I can confirm that last evening we cared for 5 individuals who were brought to Sparrow Hospital from East Lansing campus. Again, everyone is in critical condition at this time.
Officials once again calling for change. Change that never seems to come, shooting after shooting.
We're all broken by an all too familiar feeling. Another place that is supposed to be about community and togetherness, shattered by bullets and bloodshed. We know this is a uniquely American problem.
And I am filled with rage that we have to have another press conference to talk about our children being killed in their schools. And I would say that you either care about protecting kids or you don't. You either care about having an open and honest conversation about what is going on in our society or you don't. But please don't tell me you care about the safety of children if you're not willing to have a conversation about keeping them safe in a place that should be a sanctuary.
Some of the students who survived last night's shooting at MSU are still struggling with PTSD from surviving other school shootings in their past, like this young woman who survived Sandy Hook.
I am 21 years old, and this is the second mass shooting that I have now lived through. 10 years and 2 months ago, I survived the Sandy Hook shooting. The fact that this is the second mass shooting that I have now lived through is incomprehensible. My heart goes out to all the families and the friends of the victims of this Michigan State shooting. But we can no longer just provide love and prayers. It needs to be legislation, it needs to be action. It's not okay. We can no longer allow this to happen.
Today marks 5 years since the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, where a gunman killed 17 people. It's only February, and the U.S. has already had 67 mass shootings this year.